Car number 72, driven by Benny Parsons, is in the lead right now, but let's document the story on what could happen now. In second place is car number 14, Cuckoo Marlin from Columbia, Tennessee. And in third place, there's your second place car. And in third place is car number 21, David Pearson. The interesting thing about it is that David came in on the 129th lap. He pitted. He got tires. He got fuel. He needs only one more pit stop. However, both Benny Parsons and Cuckoo Marlin need two more pit stops, according to our figures. So that means that as soon as they come in and have to do that, it would indicate that they would lose the lead to none other than the old Silver Fox himself, David Pearson.
Well, I think we're going to see quite a remarkable finish in this race, so just sit in your seats, because motor racing is something of a great surprise to everyone. This is a question of tactics right now, and there's no better pit in this business than the Wood brothers, who are famous the world over for their pit work. They've certainly done a job so far, but Benny Parsons, who's really matured as a driver, Bill, over these last 12 months since winning this big 500, this is a question of confidence in a lot of cases. Benny Parsons had been looking for a way to go for so many years in this tour, and of course this big win brought him to the eyes of the public. It made him a more confident driver. He's in there today leading the race that he won last year. This is an important thing. There's a relationship there between your first place man and your second place man.
Coming into the pits now looks like Cuckoo Marlin is coming into the pits. Cuckoo Marlin, car number 14, did a little extra.
Whoa, he's spun in the pits.
He locked it up.
He's spun in the pits and he's gone straight in. He's going to have to engage reverse gear. I don't know what could have happened there. He was having a lot of trouble there coming in. It looked like he had only rear wheel brakes there, but there's something else wrong.
So David Pearson now has officially moved into second place in the standings behind Benny Parsons. And again, keep in mind, as we watch Cuckoo Marlin's car being shoved backwards here, keep in mind that is a pit stop that's going to come up very shortly for Benny Parsons. We want to make also a correction on the driver in car number 82. We have been informed by NASCAR that Skip Manning was driving the car in place of Farrell Harris today, a last-minute switch in drivers, and it is Manning who was involved in that three-car accident. However, he only has chin lacerations and contusions. Well, Cuckoo Marlin is being shoved backwards there, and it looks like he's going to be out of it as Benny Parsons is running in first place, car number 72, as you can see him there on the race course, and car number 21, David Pearson behind him. Richard Petty now in car number 43 is still in contention. He was one lap down, but did unlap himself. And there is David Pearson, as we mentioned, in second place, but in good shape as far as pit stops are concerned. Jackie, I think we're going to recap that three-car accident just once again.
Well, we have the car spinning inside, going low on the racetrack, and this is where we got out of sight. It's not sure at this time whether he was T-boned and at what part in the racetrack he was T-boned. But there's 83. That car wasn't so severely damaged. That was our pole sitter, the man who had grabbed pole position, Ramos Stott. He wasn't in such bad position, but the other two cars certainly came into heavy collision. We're back again, of course, to our leader, Benny Parsons, there high on the racetrack as he comes through there, the man who's leading the race.
All right, it's Benny Parsons, David Pearson, and Richard Petty. Richard Petty was able to move up quite a bit. He was a lap down, but when David Pearson pitted, he had moved up on him. And car number 54, that's driven by Lenny Pond, is a lap down in fourth place. And as I mentioned, Cuckoo Marlin had come in, did a side slide, and then he just did graze the fifth wall until he got turned around and back out on the race course once again. At 150 laps. With 50 laps to go, it's Benny Parsons in the lead, and then David Pearson. And right behind him, you can see King Richard himself, Richard Petty. David Pearson from Spartanburg, South Carolina. He is now in second place, chasing Benny Parsons of Ellerby, North Carolina. Incidentally, the money earnings are kind of interesting to know that David Pearson is second in the all-time money winnings, $1,400,000. One of the 4 millionaires in NASCAR racing. Richard Petty, who's out on the course and who has just come in a moment ago, for tires and fuel. And now I think Benny Parsons is going to make his pit stop. So let's keep our eyes on him, but at the same time, keep our eyes on David Pearson out on the race course. Tell you what, Jackie, you watch Parsons, and I'll look for Pearson.
Well, we've got there, he's coming to a stop there. Now, his crew, of course, are a first-class crew, but they can't be expected to be quite so good as the Wood brothers who look after David Pearson, or for that matter, the Petty crew. They're, of course, top-class men, but to compete against these two other teams that I mentioned is something, because they're the best in the world. You can see they're changing the outside rubber there, the tires on this side of the car. They're changing the other ones as well. There, they're getting the car ready to go.
All right, and here goes David Pearson by the front grandstand down the straightaway. He has the lead. There goes Pearson by. So Pearson has the lead. And Parsons will hang on to second place, I believe, because Richard Petty was a lap down. We'll see how they wind up on the race course itself. David Pearson kicking himself around for spinning out last year with 2 laps to go. He has never won this race, the Daytona 500. That's a surprising thing, isn't it? He's won the Firecracker, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. He's been Grand National Champion 3 times. But he's never won the prestigious Daytona 500, and today it will be the richest stock car race in history. Approximately $350,000 in prize money, some $44,000 to the winner. And Jackie, I don't have to tell you, it's worth at least 5 or 6 times that much in terms of the overall benefit.
Well, I think so, because just take an example of the man you're looking at right now, Benny Parsons. He must have enjoyed an enormous amount of success over the last 12 months, and financially he must be a lot better off. So therefore he must be happy. It's very interesting to note in the case of Benny Parsons that this race last year he started in 32nd position on the starting grid, and he won the race. And this year he started in the 32nd position again, and he's been leading the race. Of course, now he's in that position of opportunity to win again, which is, you know, more than just a stroke of luck, it would seem.
Well, if you're a believer in numerology, it certainly is kind of an interesting thing to contemplate. Well, right now, it is David Pearson in the lead. He had a pit stop on the 129th lap. If I had to project as to when a pit stop would come, it would be around 165 to 168, I would imagine, if they keep running at these speeds. In case you joined us a little bit late, Bobby Allison is out of the race with mechanical problems. A.J. Foyt is out of the race. Darrell Waltrip is out of the race. And David Hobbs is out of the race. As I mentioned to you earlier, Buddy Baker went out, was flagged off the course. Cale Yarborough didn't even hardly get started before his engine gave way. So we've had a lot of big names go out behind pit row today. Right now, it is David Pearson in the lead, being chased by number 72, Benny Parsons. From high above the Daytona International Speedway, from the Goodyear blimp, you see a graphic picture of these cars traveling at 180 miles an hour plus as they go down that long backstretch, Lake Lloyd there on the left. This coverage coming live to you from Daytona today. We've been delighted to be here. It's been really a great week of racing, and it's climaxed by this particular day. We will be coming up to 185 laps completed with 15 laps to go as soon as they come by this time. And look how close they are. Richard Petty zeroing in on David Pearson. I can't imagine what that last turn is going to look like.
Well, I don't know, but right now it's interesting that Richard doesn't seem to be making an attempt to pass David. He seems to be quite happy to sit in there and slipstream him and draft him all the way through without necessarily rushing back and forward. So he's just obviously holding his time, because he could easily draft him at this point, just as they're coming out of turn 2 there, and get through the main straightaway, 3,000 feet in length. He could certainly get a draft from that car there and get through, but he's not doing it. He's just sitting there.
I'd also like to mention that there are 3 other big races coming up very, very soon here on the NASCAR circuit. The Richmond 400 from Richmond, Virginia. That'll be coming up on Sunday, February the 22nd. Then the always popular Carolina 500 at Rockingham, North Carolina on February the 29th. That's also on Sunday. Then moving ahead to the 14th of March, Sunday, the Southeastern 400 at Bristol, Tennessee.